In this video, I just want to quickly review the 4 projects that we're going to be making in this course. So the first one is, I call it plain and simple. What you call it is not really important. The point is just how the website is laid out. You could change this header to be anything you want. You could change the lorem ipsum to be anything you want. It's not really going to change the actual the layout of the page. It might look a little bit different, but that's not the point. So we got these hover effects up here in the nav bar, pretty basic. Okay, we have a button, there's a hover effect there, okay. And then down here, I call this the info section. So there's all this information, real-time chat support, worldwide, cloud computing. There's these images in the background, which are pretty cool. There's these links here, which in this case don't actually take us anywhere, they just take us back to the top. And there's this. So, okay, so that looks pretty good. There is this blog section, or blog preview section. It just shows you the date of the blog, or the blog article, the article title, a preview, then you could read full, or you can go to their blog website. And again, these links aren't actually links, they're buttons, so they don't actually do anything. Here is the plan section. So, okay, you could basically just see what it is. You've seen things like this before. You get the basic, the super, or the premium. And then there's these hover effects, which are pretty cool. There's a testimonial section, these 2 links to leave a review or to view all reviews. And yeah, this is just a made up testimonial, obviously. And then there's the subscribe to newsletter, very simple. And then the footer right here. And there's all these links. These are all totally made up sponsors, none of these companies are real. And basically the entire website is just full of lorem ipsum, and it's not the point to make an actual legitimate website, it's just to get a layout. So the next project we're going to make is like an e-commerce website. So up here you can see the nav bar, there's create an account, sign up, all these links, a search bar, a shopping cart, shop now button, header, paragraph. Okay, and the background image is actually fixed. So you can see it doesn't actually scroll down. If you look at the like the headphone right here, when you scroll, it just stays in the same spot. So it's almost like a 3D effect. It looks like the image is like behind, and the page is just scrolling over it. And then there's these links here. They look like images, but they actually are links. If you click on it, it'll take you back to the top. So there's a shop now link, a create an account link. And these links, you can't actually see what they are until you hover over them. It says the new deals, new stuff, most popular. And on an actual website, when you clicked on one of these things, it would take you somewhere, but that's not the case here. Okay, and there's this. This is just a bit of information, stuff like that, full of lorem ipsum. It says it right there, lorem ipsum. There's this featured section. So I guess I could have come up with product names here instead of just saying product name, but that's, again, it's not the point. This could all be just filler text. You could change it, and all these prices too are all the same. You could change that. It's totally up to you. There's here, which, as you could see, I've been here before. Got all this made up stuff here. So this is what the form would actually look like when you see it for the first time. So you put in your name, your last name, email, passwords, and the terms and agreement is a link. As you can see, it's blue, and it'll take you back to the top. And it's just like the login. So before you register, there's this text here that says, already have an account, log in. Okay, that's pretty simple. And yep, that's filled out too. And notice here that this background image isn't fixed. So when you scroll, the whole image moves. Unlike the top, where it just stays in place. And then there's the footer. Okay, and the third project is a sort of blog type website. I mean, it is a blog, that's what the design is meant to be. There's titles, dates, and the whole design was made to make it look like it was sort of doodled on a piece of paper. That's why there's this font, the permanent marker font from Google Fonts. There's this one here, which is actually a different font because this font is too thick and there's no lowercase letters. And there's these hover effects when you hover over the read full. It looks like an underline was made with a marker. And the search my blog also looks like a little squiggled line. You type into it. And only while the search bar is actually active does this text appear. If you click off it, it disappears. So if we learn how to do that, then there's these social media icons, which are also look like they were drawn on. And that's actually basically it. It's a very simple site. There's these pagination here, but again, it doesn't actually work. This isn't a fully functioning blog. It's just the front end. But the special thing about this is that it's fully responsive. So if you look at it in this is the iPad Pro. There should be more underneath. What is that? Yeah, there. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I don't know why when it's at 100%, it like doesn't let you scroll down more. It doesn't have to do anything with the code itself. It's the Google Chrome. It's kind of weird. But you can totally see that this layout is completely different than it was before. If you look at it here, there's a sidebar, and then on the iPad Pro, the paragraphs take up the full size, and this just looks all different. The search bar takes up, it takes up its own little section here. It's not next to anything else. Same thing with this. Everything just moved around a little bit. These two categories and archive are next to each other instead of being over and under each other like they are here. And then if you make it even smaller, go to an iPhone X, same thing. And actually for the iPhone, I actually took out the image because I just felt it was a little bit unnecessary. It took up a bit too much space, so that's fine. And here you can see the categories and archives are over each other again, so it just completely changes based off the screen size. And if you're looking at it in real time, like here, you could see those snap points. And here is the final website we're going to be making. And this website is full of animations or transitions up here. You can see the top. There's a content slider, reservation input, some text there. And at the bottom, it actually shows you these three circles. It shows you which piece of content is currently being shown on screen. So it shows us the first, the third, and you can also go backwards. Okay, and this is actually, we have to use a bit of JavaScript to power this thing, so don't worry too much about that right now. Okay, and you scroll down here, there's this sort of just section where it just has some text, and it's lorem ipsum, but there's also a video, which is watchable. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can pause it. There's no volume on it. I'm not really sure. I think there was no volume on the actual stock video itself. I think that's why there's no volume. Not completely sure about that. That's not important though. Then there's this section which allows you to click the book or reservation link. Shows you the location, the hours of the place, and there's also a map, which this isn't actually showing you the same location shown here. The point was just to get a map in here. And as you can see, the map is a real map. You can look anywhere you want. You can go to San Francisco if you want and look around there. This isn't a Google map, this is from MapQuest, because the Google Maps take a bit longer to actually get it in your website. I didn't want to waste too much time going through the whole API process. The MapQuest, we get it in like 5 minutes. It doesn't take very long. And then there's the footer, and then like the last project, it's fully responsive as well. Let's go here. We can look at the iPad. So it's completely different, and these ones are really small. Let's go to the real time. You can see the image in the footer is gone. And let's go back here. And also the top menu is actually gone. To get it, you have to go like that. The footer looks a bit different. Okay, so that's basically going to be it for the project previews. If you don't know any CSS right now, you might be wondering how it is you're going to make all these different websites, but throughout the course it'll become very easy, so don't worry about that. Okay, so I'll see you in the next section.